Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast, Festival Edition. Today, our guest is Brad Lutz. He is with the perfect venue, I think, Key West Brewfest. I can't think of a better venue to be there. Brad, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it, Jake. Thanks for having me on.
Brad, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? Talk a little bit about your family and your career.
Grew up originally in the Midwest, there in Speedway, Indiana, right next to the Indianapolis 500 track. For those of you that enjoy the Memorial Day tradition, spent the last few years in Austin, Texas, before coming to Key West about 5 years ago. So we spent some time enjoying the music scene down there in Austin. Hit up an ACL a couple times and found our way down here at Key West in 2018.
All right, very good. Let's jump into the Brewfest. How long has it been going on?
This year will be our 12th annual Brewfest. We kicked off about 15 years ago. The gap in there, we had 3 attempts at our 10th annual. We had Hurricane Dorian that put a stop to that in 19, and then the pandemic that put a stop to it in 20. So we got back, hit the ground running in 21. Last year was our 11th, and so now we are gearing up for our 12th annual Key West Brewfest, the 5-day beer festival that takes place down here Labor Day weekend.
Awesome. All right, let's jump in. Let's 3 questions. Number 1, what does it look like? Number 2, what does it smell like? Meaning food, beverages. Number 3, what does it sound like? Entertainment, activities, environment. Let's go with what it looks like.
Well, what it looks like, it is a 5-day beer festival that takes place down here. We have everything from kickoff parties with concerts, depending on the hotel and the venue, depending on the band. Then we also have pool parties at various hotels around the island. We also have dinner pairings, where some of the great chefs down here will put together a 5-course meal paired up with beer. That's just kind of our auxiliary events. The big show, if you will, the headliner, is our main tasting event on Saturday of Labor Day weekend, where we bring down approximately 50 different vendors, bringing in over 240 different beers. It is a 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. event. 3 to 5 is VIP. $100 gets you the early access, gets you some hors d'oeuvres passed around, gets you the t-shirt right there on the beach down here in Key West. And unfortunately on site, we don't have any food. Changes the type of permit we got to get. We do have a nonprofit in town that does take donations for a pretzel necklace, which is a very popular item. And they also give out some water. And last year, for the first time ever, we had a live band called the Mangroves. They crushed it. It was very well received. So the whole event itself, the main tasting, is a nonprofit event. 100% of the funds are given back to the community down here in Key West.
Very cool. Where'd the concept come from? Where'd the idea come from to do it there in Key West?
I have designated Matt Babbage the godfather of Brewfest. He was driving back from Michigan to his home here in Key West, and was thinking, and loves a beer. Stopped at a little beer mini festival somewhere along the journey, and decided we should try this. And the whole thing kicked off year 1 with Matt's beers that he had kind of collected along his journeys, and has grown just exponentially to now. Like I said, we have 50. Last year we had 59 different beer vendors. Each one has to bring 3 different beers.
Wow.
We have some of your local favorites. We have the Yingling. We have some locals as well. It's an exciting time.
What's your greatest memory in the 12 years? What's one thing that stands out?
The one thing that stands out to me most is our 3rd attempt to the 10th annual. I say it like that because it was the first year that I was taking over the big chair after helping for a few years. And the excitement after having 2 years off, a hurricane stopped us, a pandemic stopped us, and then because we're just a local Rotary Club down here that puts on this event. And the support we got from people from all over the country, we had people from all over the world that come to this thing that were emailing us like, hey, it's Brewfest happened and we want to be there. Tell us Brewfest has happened. And the moment we sent the link, the notification out that the tickets were on sale, it's just, you could feel it. And the idea that the vendors come together, I give a little pep talk and a little appreciation thank you speech to the vendors. And when I remind them that 100% of these funds go back to local scholarships and nonprofits in the community, you can feel the energy rise. It's really exciting. So when I give my little speech standing on the back of an ice truck, yeah, that's usually the moment like this. All right, this is going to be a good day.
Well, that kind of answers my second question. My second question is what drives you? What keeps this going? Because I know it's a lot of work, and you all have busy schedules, and I'm sure that the rest of the committee does as well. But I think you did a pretty good job explaining that. Okay, a couple fun questions. I tour full time as a musician, so I always like to survey the nation. Want to find out where things are at in Key West. For you personally, you've seen music all over the country, Brad. What's one of your favorite concerts? What's a concert that stands out?
Gosh, a concert that stands out. It's a long list, Jack. I'll be honest with you. I will probably have to say Tom Petty at Deer Creek in northern Indianapolis, Indiana. Storms coming through, thunder and lightning. Nobody's living. We're up on the lawn. We're in the dirty seats, and he's playing the hits. You know, Tom Petty played the classics, and obviously Mary Jane's Last Dance, a little reference to my hometown in there. Mm-hmm. And he is burning through Running Down a Dream. And the power is kicking off of the venue. The band's still jamming, the crowd's still singing, the power kicks back on, and the audience and the band are in the exact same spot in the song. It happened 2 or 3 times. It just, you felt it. I mean, everyone's soaking wet, nobody cared, everyone's covered in mud, just having a blast. And that is one concert that sticks out to me. Every year I think about it.
That's a definite memory. Okay. Since the Brewfest donates all their proceeds to local charities, so knowing that, dead or alive, you could bring one musical act to the Brewfest. Money's not an issue. They're volunteering their time. Some of these resurrected. They're coming back from the dead. Who you bringing?
Mr. Mojo Horizon. I got to bring the Doors.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
If I could, them, the Doobie Brothers, maybe CCR. That puts you kind of in my wheelhouse of music.
Sure.
But if I'm digging one, putting one on the headline, it's got to be the Doors.
That's awesome. Brad, I've been a little selfish. I've asked all the questions today. Give you the opportunity to ask me a question. What would you ask me?
I appreciate you having us on. So that's kind of the big thing. So I guess you tell me, what if you could bring one back, who would you bring up on the stage?
I always wanted to see Frank Sinatra in just a small lounge with mic, no effects. I just wanted to experience that. I think that I just appreciate his style and everything that he represented. So that would be my answer for sure.
I can be with that. I'd love to see the Rat Pack one time. Same thing.
Yeah.
Piano, simple mic, little lounge setting.
Yep. Brad, how do people find out more about the Brewfest and maybe the other activities that the Rotary Club has going on there in Key West?
KeyWestBrewfest.com. We keep it simple. KeyWestBrewfest.com is the website. We're getting that updated now. So here shortly, tickets went live today. So, which is exciting. We do our ticketing through Eventbrite. Mm-hmm. $45 for general admission, $100 for VIP. With the VIP, gotta love the free T-shirts. Early access, free T-shirts, a little food. So yeah, you can see a list of the events on there. We'll have a dinner pairing, some dinner pairings. Like I said, usually 5-course meals. Those are done through the local hotels and the vendors, so they are ticketed separately. The same hotels across the island will also have the pool parties where they pair with the vendors. Last year, a couple years ago, I attended a few of them. They do kind of the Texas Hold'em shootout, buy a drink, get a card, first one to highest hand wins. Additionally, our Rotary Club itself, we do a soldier ride to celebrate fallen soldiers across the country or across the world. We also have our various golf tournaments. We do, those are kind of some of our big events. Some of the other Rotaries in town do kickball tournaments. This is a town that loves to support and help each other out, especially this time of year as storms brew up. Yeah. So we have a big thing coming together, get a lot of support from the other organizations. So we peak about probably 1,100, 1,200 guests come to the event. So it's a full day. We're out there from It's about a 16-hour day for some of us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, very good. Very good. Brad, thanks for what you do for your community. Thanks for sharing with our listeners. And I'm sure there's going to be some people checking this out for sure. Thanks a lot, Brad. Have a good 2 weeks, man.
All right. Thanks, Jake. Looking forward to it.
You bet.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle